What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Corvette Weekly. Welcome back to the show that is everything and anything Corvette. And that's exactly what we're going to discuss here tonight is Corvette stuff, because that's what this show is all about. So obviously we are getting very close to the Bash, the NCM Bash. We're leaving here locally on Wednesday. The show starts on Thursday. Of course, runs Thursday, Friday, Saturday. If you guys are going to be there, feel free to stop by. I'm going to be with Racing Sport Concepts, the RSC booth. Me and David will both be there. David will hopefully be joining us here on the live here in a little bit. He's running a little bit late, so he will be here at some point, though. Just to talk a little bit more about the Bash, because the Bash is a big deal, guys. We're gonna kill it this year, of course. And I've seen a bunch of people already talking about the forecast down there. It's pretty much guaranteed it's going to rain at least one day. It always does. And luckily, we're going to have a bunch of umbrellas. So, yeah, if you guys need that extra protection from the rain, check out the RSC booth. I'll have some umbrellas. But anyway, let me know again, guys. I've mentioned this a couple times, but if you're driving down from the Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh area especially, feel free to message me and let me basically meet up with me as we're driving down. We have a couple cars going right now, all Corvettes, of course. We got a C6 now in the mix as well, so not even just all C8s. So if you want to come out, meet up with us and drive down together, you're more than welcome to do that. We're going to meet up somewhere in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, most likely, probably around 5 or 6 o'clock. So if you're in or near that area, feel free to meet us at that point as well. We're going to stop somewhere for dinner. Again, if you're interested in any of that stuff, guys, feel free. Shoot me an email, horsepowerobsessed@gmail.com. Professor Corvette, if you're driving up, like I said, meet me at Elizabethtown, Kentucky. I think we're stopping at Texas Roadhouse, I believe it was, to grab dinner on the way through. So feel free to come meet us. I will give you more updates as we get closer to that time frame. But for now, that's the plan. So, again, Bash is coming up. We're going to talk all about that here in a little bit. But before we do, I want to mention, number one, the sponsor of tonight's video, of course, is going to be NCM Insurance and Forge Light. Again, because like I told you guys last week, Forge Light Wheels is sponsoring the full month, and it's actually going to run 1 week into May this time. So if you're interested in saving $3,000 off of a set of their magnesium wheels, make a donation. $10 is an entry. $50 or more is double entries. If you want to grab one of their set of forged aluminum wheels, there's going to be $1,000 off. Same thing. $10 is an entry. $50 is more or more is double entries. We've already got one entry from Jason. So Jason, I got you on there for your 20 entries. He donated $100. So that's how it works, guys. Forge Light is the sponsor of tonight's video. We're going to be talking a lot about their stuff. And real quick, we're just going to jump over to the web browser. I'm going to show you exactly what their wheels look like. Of course, the ones I'm talking about are these ones. These are the magnesium wheels. You would save $3,000 off a set of these. The MG ZR1 that you see there, that is the same wheel that I have on my Seawolf Gray Z06. So if you want a super light wheel, 42 pounds lighter than stock for all four wheels. 42. It's a gigantic number for wheels. But if the magnesium, if those don't tickle your fancy, you can go with the forged aluminum. The SV00 is also a very similar design, but it's forged aluminum. So if you want to do that, or the $3,000 off the magnesium, just let me know which one you want to go with when you make a donation, because we're actually going to give away both of these again tonight. So I'll give away a $3,000 coupon and a $1,000 coupon off these wheels. But if, yeah, I wouldn't miss out on this, guys. These wheels are super high quality. Forge Light's always killing it. It's literally the only wheel I use on my cars at this point. So definitely check them out. On top of that, you guys have heard me talk about the NCM Insurance a million times, but we're going to talk about them again. They do offer insurance for any of your cars, any of your special cars, we should say. So if you have a daily driver that you go back and forth to Walmart and stuff like that, that's not the car that they're looking to insure. They want to insure your special cars, like your Corvettes, your your Ferraris, your Lamborghinis, whatever it is that you drive every now and then on the weekends, this is the insurance for you because you set your own value for this.
Okay.
All you have to do is hit get a quote up at the top. And on step number 3, it's going to ask you, where did you hear about us? Just type in there HPO 26. And it's going to make sure that they know exactly where you came from and they're going to take care of you. So again, guys, check them out. Even if you're not looking to change insurance companies, even if you're happy where you're at, if you do check out this insurance and you put my quote in there, it helps me out a lot. And you might find by accident that they're actually going to be a better price for you. So give it a shot. There's no fee for it. There's no, hit to your credit or anything. It's completely free. There's no strings attached. Give it a shot. See if you like what you see. Worst case scenario, you help me out. But anyway, guys, that's kind of my spiel for the beginning. We're going to talk a lot about the Bash and a bunch about constraints and all kinds of nasty Corvette stuff. So, but before we do, I'm going to bring on everybody's favorite Joeler, and we're going to talk a little bit about the HPO Vet Exchange, our Kriswell partnership, and some Kriswell car meetups that are coming up. So, Joe, you want to take it away?
Sure. Hey, Justin. Hey, everybody. Hope everyone's having a good week so far. I'll start with 2 cars that are specials this week at Kriswell for us on the channel. The first one is a 2026 Z06 convertible, Hysteria Purple. It's a 2-tone natural and black interior, which is a real sharp combination on that exterior. The wheels really set off the interior well. The sticker on it is $145,730. It's $13,116 off, so $132,614. The only thing on top of that is tax and tags. The dock fee is completely waived, and there's also an extra $1,000 off unique to HPO Vet Exchange. So it would actually be $131,614. But you do have to come through us for that. So just email us or email Justin. And if you're interested, we'll obviously do the VIP white glove transition over to the team at Kriswell, who is tremendous to work with, as you've heard David and myself speak of firsthand for the cars that we have actually purchased from them over the years. The second one I wanted to highlight is a 26 Corvette 1LT convert in your proverbial Corvette color of torch red with black interior, black wheels, red Brembos, and the sticker on this is $80,885. There's $8,088 off sticker, so $72,797 puts you in a very cool track car. 1LT, of course, as I mentioned. Again, this one has no dock fees at all. And this one also carries the extra $1,000 off HPO Vet Exchange exclusive if you come through us. So that would be $71,797 with only just tax and tags to pay on that. Dock fees waived on this one as well. So check those 2 out. And of course, check out the whole inventory. And if there's any questions or connections you want made, we're happy to do the introduction. And again, know that you'll get absolutely the best deal that you can get partnering with us, who has partnered with them and is bringing them a nice amount of volume and buying power through HPO. One thing to just segue to, staying on the same topic, however, is, as Justin mentioned, it is the first inaugural horsepower obsessed and Kriswell car meet. Sunday, June 7th at Gaithersburg, Maryland. It's at the actual dealership, Kriswell Corvette. The hours are going to be from noon to 4 p.m. A lot of the VIP spaces on the dealership lot itself have filled from last week. We've done a bunch of social on that, so there are still some available at the dealership. So if you're interested in locking that in, make sure you email us and I will email you back to make sure that you have that spot secured. Do include the year of your car and the color. And that will be really helpful. And again, I'll get back to you to confirm. However, if you don't get one of the VIPs, don't worry. We have balance of participants. We'll all find plenty of parking just a half block down the road at the Dogfish Head Ale House, which is where we actually are going to also host lunch at 1:30. That is optional. Anybody that wants to join, Justin, myself, David, we're going to have lunch there and be great to meet everybody. It's a great opportunity to come out with fellow like-minded Corvette nuts like all of us, hang out. If you have not been to the dealership, you'll be impressed. I'm going to guess by then there's going to be 70 plus brand new Corvettes on the lot. There'll be pre-owned Corvettes on the lot. Obviously the dealership is open, so you can take a tour of the dealership, check it out, meet with some of the sales folks. Head of sales will be there, Jason, and it'll be a really fun day. So that's what I wanted to mention on that. And then last but not least, this comes from Vader, a follower of the channel and big fan of Justin and HPO. So the solar controller, as most of you know, has a bunch of different modes, as we've talked about over the many months. One on there that I confess to have never tried is AI mode. Vader has tried it and is over the moon with it. So I tried it today. Basically, what it attempts to do is learn your driving habits. And you won't feel it immediately because it's really just going to be sort of almost in the learn mode, if you will. You will definitely feel it over OEM, however. The lag will stay gone. All the most benefits you get will be present. You might notice a difference in terms of if you're on Sport 7, it's not going to feel as aggressive at the start. However, after it's done a bit of learning, which doesn't take all that long, for me, it was about 40 miles of driving, both local and highway. Then it goes into sort of an AI variable mode, which basically means it anticipates and has learned how you drive. And so if you're on the highway, while you won't know what mode it is now in, when you accelerate hard, you're going to launch like a rocket. If you're driving on side streets or locally, it'll become a little calmer, but you're not going to lose all the great things you love about having the controller. And then also I noticed when you're backing out in reverse, as opposed to if you're on Sport 6, that the pedal can be a little bit touchy in reverse. It seems to kind of know where you are or what speed you're at. So it kind of takes care of that as well. So I would encourage anyone with the controller to try AI mode, no downside. And if you're like Vader, he just keeps sort of blowing up my phone telling me how much he loves the AI mode. So I'm going to leave it there for this week. Everybody have a great bash. I will be there next year. I just had some issues this year that prevented me from coming, but I absolutely want to meet all of you there. And I hope to see you on June 7th. And also, obviously at Corvettes at Carlisle later in August. So thanks, everybody. Have a great night.
Awesome. Thanks, Joe. All right. So it looks like we do have David here. So let me get him in here. There he is. What's up?
Oh, not much, man. What's up?
Not too much. Thanks for joining. All right, guys. So
I'm up here in Louisville, like pre-bash stuff.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot you're already down there.
Yeah.
Or
I
up there, I
drove,
guess.
I got back from work and drove overnight, and I was at Winning Formula today, getting my carbon fiber Recaros put in, dude. Unbelievable. I'll pick it up tomorrow, and it'll be ready for the bash. And
Nice.
I've got a couple more things I'm gonna do on Wednesday, but this is the big mod for this week, so I'm really excited. It's a great group too, man. Like I mean, I hadn't met them all, but they build all Paragon's actual like track cars, like the race cars they race in their series. Like Winning Formula builds them all, and they basically just build race cars. So I saw these seats in Stevens E-Ray, and when I drove it, I was like, done. I was like, let me spend some money. Let me call these guys. I need these exact same seats. And the cool part is they take the guts out of the factory seat and put it into your car or underneath on a bracket on your carbon fiber seat. So you still have no warning lights. You still have yaw control, all the modules, all that stuff, body control module, all that stuff. So it takes about 2 days to do the whole swap. But I'll pick up tomorrow, and then I'll be in Bowling Green, ready to rock for the bash. I'm excited.
Nice. That's awesome. So I don't know if you heard, David, what the giveaway is for the month, or
Not
actually
tonight,
for the week. I'm sorry. Forge Light has given me a ton of money to give people off of these wheels. $3,000 off a set of magnesium wheels.
Oh,
and
I'm in.
a $1,000 set off of the forged aluminum wheels. And
Oh, wow.
both will win tonight. So as people enter, you can enter for the 3,000 or the 1,000 off, and both will be given away tonight. And then next week again, and then the next week again. So
Oh,
the only
wow.
specification is the same person can't win twice.
Right.
So that's really good for you
thanks,
guys.
Josh, like, holy crap.
Yeah. That's really good for you guys though, because Jay Brazelton won last week. That
Always
means
wins.
he can't win again. So anybody
Well,
out there who's afraid of Jay, he can't win again.
Well, I'm in for 100 right off the bat. I'll Venmo you after. I'm in for 100, brother.
Which one?
On the 3,000 on the magnesiums.
On the magnesiums. All right. So
Yeah, because I got my drag pack coming, and I could take that off the other half when it gets done.
yeah, I was gonna say I had a feeling you would
put it in on the back end. I'll do it.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean 3,000 is a big deal. I mean that's a lot of money off of these wheels. So I thought that was great. Josh really taking care of people. Forged Light in general, just always knocking it out of the park. Their quality is fantastic, and
I'm on my 4th set.
Yeah, I'm on my 3rd set.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah, so I'm on
magnesium in it.
You guys have only seen 2 sets, but there's a 3rd set coming here in a little bit. So
Yeah,
probably right after we get back from the bash, you'll see those. But yeah. Let's see what do we got here. But yeah, guys, again, Jay cannot win again. So make sure you're entering for this giveaway. $10 is an entry, $50 or more is double entries. Again, Jay can't win. And so far we have 2 entries for the magnesiums and 1 for the Forge Light. And here's Charles Samaha coming in big.
Jumping in big.
Yeah. I appreciate Charles. We will definitely get you set up for magnesiums. With that amount of donation, you're looking like you're gonna be the big donator for the magnesiums at least.
Can I change mine over to the aluminums?
Yeah, you can if you want.
All right, I'll change them to the aluminums.
All right. Yeah.
Charles just came in and was like, bam.
Yeah. I mean, what is that? That's 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. That's 100 entries for Charles on these.
Well, not to say I don't have a chance, but I'll just go with the other. Because I've got the aluminums. It's fine. That's fine.
You're gonna leave them on magnesiums then?
No. I'll put them on the aluminums.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll put Charles in for 100. All right. So awesome, Charles. Thank you as always. Really appreciate all of the donations, of course, guys. But like I said, last week, I think it was Jay and Mark were the 2, and I think they were matched. So there's not necessarily an easy winner here. Even when someone donates big, that does not guarantee them they're going to win. Ask Nate.
Ask C8 Nate. That's right.
Yeah. But yeah. What's up, General? Let's see. Ricky says, does the credit expire? I don't believe so. No. So when Josh was telling me about this is kind of, there's not actually like a gift card or anything. It's really just me saying, hey, this guy won. There was no talk of an expiration date. So if I had to guess, the answer is no. You'll have that for whenever you want to submit that order. So one thing I did want to mention real quick while Joe was on, you heard him talking about the car show coming up, the Kriswell car show, June 7th. Of course, we are going to talk about the bash here in a second, but the June 7th car show is a big deal as well. We're going to be hosting that at Kriswell. If you guys are interested, I have a Facebook kind of group made up for this. I just created it yesterday, so there's not a whole lot of activity in there, but we're going to get this thing moving pretty big. So if you're interested in a VIP spot, make sure you're emailing me and letting me know, because we only have 25 of those spots in total, and I think we already have 10 or 15 of them filled up. So don't wait for that. If you're going to make that show, let me know if you want the VIP spot, and I'd really like to see you guys there. Of course, this is going to be right in the heart of it, so to speak. Kriswell is a big Corvette dealership. It's our main sponsor partner, so really a big deal for you guys to come out and support us if you can, and I'd love to see you there. I'll have my car there. Joe will have his car there. If David can make it, I'm sure he'll have his car there. It's going to be an awesome show, guys. Make sure you're coming out to check it out.
Yeah, it's a great group of folks at Kriswell too. Great group of folks.
Absolutely. Professor Corvette says, no debate, just go. I like it. I like that.
That's right. Well, and you know, we said this is the beginning of a lot of good things to come with this too, because we're going to be putting one later in the summer on up near Justin, where we're going to be doing car show, drag racing, giveaways, raffles, events. It's going to be a huge thing. So this is just warming it up for you guys. So
Yep.
start planning these things. We'll let you know as soon as we have the details, but this is going to be fun.
All right, so we got another donation from Joe. Joe, okay, I got you in. He wants a 50-50 split on each. I like it. I like it.
There you go.
You guys come up with the craziest, like most clever ideas, because I didn't even think about splitting the entries on this. That's a great idea. All right, so Joe, I'll get you in for. You would be in for 10 on mags and 10 on aluminums. And then we got Big. What's up, man? I got you something today, actually. So we are good to go.
It's you. See the helmet? It's
Yeah,
UM.
I know. He was actually at my house this past Saturday. Yeah.
We don't talk about you.
Well, Jeff, your donation gets you 10 entries. Where do you want to put it? Forged aluminum or magnesium wheels? Let me know where you want that money to go. You'll get 10 entries. Yeah, unfortunately, Clay, she's not coming this year. And really, it's not because she didn't want to. We kind of need somebody to stay here and watch the dog during that particular week. So, yeah.
Well,
she'll
all
probably.
the new house stuff settled now? Like you guys are settled on that?
No, not even close. So the bash this year, I mean, I don't know. We started the house purchase thing after we were already committed to the bash, but this is a very hectic week in total for me. So everything's kind of crazy in the air. We're selling one house, buying another house, going to the bash, trying to get I don't want to say what parts, but new parts on the car, like just crazy stuff going on for this week.
Yeah, that's how it always happens, right? If you're waiting on something or something has to come in, it's always right before or right after you have to go to something like this. It's just how it works.
All right, so just being a nice guy about this, guys. He donated $50, so he gets 10 entries, and he's saying give it away. So let me think. How can I give these away?
Just supporting the channel. That's good.
I agree. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Let's say
Give him a t-shirt, and I'll give him a t-shirt.
I will give you a t-shirt, Jeff, when I see you again. Dan says, congrats on the new house, Justin and Amber. Thank you. Appreciate it. We haven't closed yet. So, I mean, assuming nothing crazy happens, it's ours. But you never know nowadays. So everything should be good. And that's what we're working on this week is like getting all the ducks in a row, so to speak. And assuming everything goes all right, we'll close probably the first or second week of June. So
nice.
And then at that point, it's straight get the garage done.
I was just gonna say, and then it's set up the garage.
Yeah.
And David's guest room.
There you go. It's funny because someone asked me earlier, or it was Pat from Pat's Garage. He said something about the garage, and I was like, dude, I bought a garage with a house attached, not the other way around.
That's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
That is exactly what I did. I mean, I like my house, don't get me wrong, but the garage I was like, wow, okay, I'm done. They're buying this place.
Wheeler says, Justin, still same place, Pittsburgh. Yeah, it's like 10 minutes from my current house, so it's still pretty close. But either way, I'm trying to think about, I want to ask a question that the person who answers correctly will get the 10 entries that Jeff has given us.
Oh.
What do you think, David? Do you have any good questions? I can't come up with
off the top of my head. No,
I know. I was gonna say, like, I feel like I'm in the spotlight right now, and I can't think of anything.
Well, and if we don't, I mean, like I said, that's a good way to support the channel. We'll each give them a t-shirt. Like I've got new ones coming from in that bash too. So I mean, it's just a great way to support, and we'll get you some swag, brother. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And that leveling up for you on the garage aspect. I mean, the house, yes, too, but like leveling up on the garage aspect is going to be freaking awesome. You just don't realize how much until you have that extra space or two or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah, it's I'm waiting to get back in there because I got to measure something. Because as soon as I looked at the garage, I was so like pumped about the 3 car. I was like, man, I can put my Z06, my ZR1, and then Amber's car. I'm good. And then someone was like,
Done.
they were like, well, what about putting a lift in there? You could stack your Corvettes and then park your TRX in there too. And I was like, oh my god, I didn't think about that. So then one of my subscribers showed me a picture of his stacked, and I said, can you measure from the base to the top of the roof on your Corvette and tell me how tall that has to be? And he gave me a measurement, and I was like, man, I think I got that. And if I do, I am stacking those cars.
If you do, let me know too, because I've got a hookup on actually, it wasn't even my hookup, it was Steven's hookup, but I got a guy, like, if you do.
On lifts?
Like, he'll come, set it up, everything is
Ooh,
cheap, and they're great lifts, like, boom, done.
Okay. All right. So all I need now is the height. As long as I got it, everything else is good.
That's right.
Jay Brazelton says, what does DBM racing stand for?
That's a good question. So I used to actually race in the National Mustang Racing Association, NMR. I used to drag race. And then I had my best friend at the time, his name was Ben Maples. And he raced in the NMCA, which was basically, he had a Dodge Challenger. Actually, the Challenger that I currently own that I made a monster, like that was his original car that we raced. Anyway, so it was just David and Ben Maples. That's all. It's nothing fancy. And then he decided he was going to retire from racing, whatever. He stopped racing, whatever. But that was what it was, David and Ben, and it just worked at DBM. And that way we both could race under, like, and just share resources. I'd pit for him, he'd pit for me, whatever. So that's what it stands for, man. So
interesting.
Nothing,
I like it.
Nothing crazy cool. It was just like, I need an LLC name, dude. Like, let's figure it out real quick, and that's how it happened. So
all right. So on the stacked car thing here, it's hilarious because now that I mentioned it, I have one person telling me I need 10 feet, Kevin telling me I need 11, and Liquid Motion saying that he has 16. So is it 10, 11? Someone told me 105 inches. Like,
I was gonna say, you the only downside to it is are you gonna stack the TRX on top of the Vet, or the Vet on top of the TRX?
No, not the TRX. That thing's a behemoth. I would stack the ZR1 on top of the Z06.
Okay. Oh, you can do that easy, dude.
I mean, the ZR1 and the Z06 are already so low. I feel like I don't even need. You can do that easily. I would say 10 feet would be at the absolute max is what I would need.
You could do that easy. Does it if it has the overhead door motor, you can get the one on the side too, and that'll give you that extra.
That's fine. But what I noticed when I walked in, I was super pumped because my current garage, has a pole in the middle. I walked into this garage and it has a bigger beam that runs through the center, so they don't need the pole. But now I'm concerned because that bigger beam might be too low if it's not at least 10 feet. But I think it is. It feels like it is. The ceilings in there feel so much higher than my current garage.
Yeah. I still think you're going to be close because you wouldn't even have to, if you could just, all you have to do basically is just barely clear.
Yeah. Like if I have this much after it's up off the locks, I'm good. As long I'll be the only one that's ever doing that. So, and I trust myself.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. I'm spoiled in my garage. I have like 14-foot ceiling or something. So it doesn't really matter.
Well, this is attached. So typically attached don't have like super high ceilings, but these are already, if I had to guess, the ceilings are at least 10 to 12 tall, because when I'm in there I feel like a midget.
I was going to say, because my attached two spots where I park my two Vets, it has 12-foot ceilings, and I could easily put both of those in there. So you're talking a C7 versus a C6 Z06. Like, I had the guy with the lift measure it. I could easily get him in there. So
okay, well, Mark's telling me
you should be good.
He's got 10-foot ceilings, and with his C7 stacked on top of his C8, he has about 5 inches of clearance.
You go.
It's more than enough for me. And yeah, like Professor Corvette said, there's so many jokes about the possible size of a lift that he's got to restrain himself.
Oh, to be inside his mind one day.
I don't think you would want to. Based on some of the stuff he says here, I'm like, ugh.
That's true, I guess.
Getting in his head, it seems like it'd be scary in there. But Jeff, who donated the $50, he had an idea about asking a Corvette Navy question. I don't really have a good Corvette Navy question to ask, Jeff, but if you do, go ahead and put it in the chat, and I will repeat it, and then the first person to answer that will basically get that extra 10 entries, basically.
There you go.
Engineered Insanity said 5 inches is huge, too. Let's just... We're not going to touch that.
We're going to move on.
Yeah.
Move on.
Liquid Motion says
yeah,
10 feet ceilings is fine if not wanting to walk into the car.
Exactly.
That's I'm looking to just stack these things, and the rest I don't care about.
Yeah, and like I said, I had mine measured, and like I said, my garage is 10. I'm 99.9% sure, but I had it measured, and they're like, yeah, it'll fit. So as long as you don't have your garage open or above it.
Dune says 10 feet is plenty. I'll send you a picture. Go ahead. Horsepowerobsessed@gmail.com. Oh, here we go. Jeff says, where did the color Seawolf Gray come from?
Dan. It came from Dan in Canada.
This is a pretty easy one, and I'll give you guys a hint. It was when Seawolf Gray first came out, it was all over the Corvette forums about where the name of this color originated from.
Who's the first to get it? Oh. Hot Rod Todd.
Yep. All right. Hot Rod Todd got it. Kevin Horan with a real quick second runner-up.
Yep. I was going to put it in.
I was going to say, I was going to just leave it as simple as a submarine. You don't need to give me all the details. But
yeah, and I knew I was going to answer too. Actually, I was going to give him a clue and say, maybe it's like Dodge's Destroyer.
Yeah, right. Maybe, yeah. All right, Hot Rod Todd, do you want your 10 entries on forged aluminum or forged or magnesium?
I love how he even knows the ship number.
Yeah, I was going to say he's giving me more information than I even know. Like, all I knew was it was a submarine.
Me too.
All right, Jeff, that was fun.
I know where Corvette
Thanks for
came
that.
from, Professor Corvette. I know where Corvette came from. Does anybody else know where the name Corvette came from? Do you know, Justin?
The Navy as well, from what I understand.
It did, yeah. The Corvette class ships in World War II. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Hot Rod Todd, you're in for 10 entries from Jeff for being nice and asking a question that you knew the answer to, apparently.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff. Thanks, Todd.
Yeah, and I didn't fire off an answer because, like I said, I want everybody to be involved in this giveaway. Yeah. Yep.
All right, Joey Cut says he emailed me a reserve spot for the June 7th Kriswell show. Thanks. Thank you.
Nice.
Again, guys, if you want the VIP sections, we only got 25 spaces to give away. Give me an email. I'll get you over to Joe, basically, so we're both kind of copied on it. He'll make sure you're on the list. Now, if you don't get a VIP spot, you're literally going to be right beside the dealership at a restaurant that we're going to have lunch at anyway, which is going to be kind of for the overflow car, the cars that come down for this car meet. So you're not going to be over there by yourself by any means. And really, we're going to be kind of bouncing back and forth between the two. So you don't have to get VIP parking, so don't worry if you can't. But at the same time, if you want to be in the actual Kriswell dealership lot, that's the way to do it.
Yep.
All right.
Again, I'm excited because this builds into the next one that we're gonna do. This is you guys. This is gonna be awesome. I'm telling you.
This is just the start. I mean, summer.
Just the start.
Summer hasn't even started here yet, and
nope.
We're gonna make sure that it's a big kind of summer. That's Dan's in with 50. Dan, which wheels would you like to put that 10 entry toward? The magnesium or the forged aluminum? But again, guys, I think that's... Oh, no, we got another entry here. Let's see who this is. Kevin Reynolds is in for the magnesium wheels.
All right, yeah, Kevin. That's a huge discount on those magnesium wheels, guys. Holy crap.
Yes, it is. 20 for Kevin on the magnesiums. And Dan wants in on the aluminums. All right, so we got you all set up there. let's start this off by talking about something that I know you guys all have probably already seen, but it is the fact that the GTD Mustang went back to the Nurburgring and did in fact beat the ZR1 and ZR1X, their record around the ring. Now, I'm curious what you guys think about this, because I did as much research on this as I could, and of course, the GTD seems like an absolute monstrous car, but this is not the same GTD that was there the first time.
No.
This is a different car. This is the GTD competition. So
right, the competition.
It's not like they just went back and cut off another 10 seconds off their lap time. This is a totally built for the Nürburgring kind of thing. So while it is still very impressive, because it is basically still a production car, let's keep in mind this car is a $300,000+ car that you're never even going to see at that price. And it's not exactly a car you can go down to your dealership and buy. Now, the ZR1 and the ZR1X isn't necessarily a car you can go down to the dealership and buy right now either, but it's a lot closer to it than a GTD, and it's a lot cheaper. So with that said, a 6-minute 40-second time at the Nürburgring is still very impressive. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, the fact that it's competition edition is kind of like Man Thief or Porsche and all that shit like that. But the if you really read the details, there's a couple of things that stand out. They said they upgraded the blower so they got more horsepower. It already had 800 something. So I'm sure this car's over 1,000 horsepower, 100%, like no doubt whatsoever. They worked harder on the aero, so it's got more aero, more downforce, and they worked on the weight some. And then they ran it with race spec tires. It didn't run with production tires, but they're going to offer it for sale as a competition edition, so that way it can count as the production car record. Again, I see this upgraded version. It's not going to be cheap, dude. If it's 300 for a GTD, it's going to be 500 for a competition edition. Like, it's going to be insane.
And even at 300 for the regular version, you don't touch that for 300.
No, and that being said, though, that's 640 times no joke. Their Mark IV GT that they did too, the Ford GT Mark IV that they did, almost beat the AMG 1. So they're taking these cars and putting them into race car spec and just absolutely drilling the ring. Which, again, we'll see. Do you think? Here's my retort to that. I mean, it's an impressive time no matter what, right? Like my original beef with that rumored thing was we're freaking out over rumor time. Let's wait for it to come out and see what it is. And it was quicker. So awesome, amazing. But my question back to you is, I understand this is a competition. It's whatever else. They did a great job. They have a pro driver too. With that, he is legitimately a professional driver. Do you think Chevy goes, you know what? Congratulations, you guys did it with a race car driver? Or do you think they go, you know what? Let's offer what do we say? A ZR1R or whatever, right? And do you think they go the same route and basically put a spec race car out there? I don't. I think they're just you know what? Good on you guys. Good on Ford. This is what our car does, and that's where I don't think they make a competition edition. And I'm glad Ford did it. Don't get me wrong. We've needed this for a long time of saying, okay, well, we built a really good car in the GTD, and again, it's a Ford based car where they built a race car out of it. But to take it to another level, to go out there and just annihilate the ring, hey man, that's awesome. And we knew something was coming because Ford said, "Hold my beer."
I was going to say, they've been over there for a little while, from what I understand.
Little while, yeah, exactly. And they ran both the GT and the GTD, so they ran them both, but they're both race spec basically. And I'm all for it. I wish, and again, I know GM probably won't do it because they really haven't done it.
Yeah, they're not.
But if they were to offer Manthe editions or GT3RS editions or competition editions or something like that, I think that would be fantastic. But my opinion is they don't, and I'm kind of curious where you stand.
So I agree, they're not going to do it. I would love, just like we've talked about a couple times here, I would love to see a Z06R or something where they just take their track car and just pull a bunch of weight out of it. They really don't have to change anything else. Even if they didn't change anything, just pull 300 or 400 pounds out of that car and sell it at 3,200 pounds with the same, everything else pretty much the same, without killing the creature comforts. Pull 300 or 400 pounds out of it and sell it as a Z06R. People would buy that all day, every day. And it's a shame because like I've seen in the comment section here, of course, yeah, the Mustang had a pro driver. The Corvettes
Yep.
don't get a pro driver, but I want to emphasize this heavily because they're not pro drivers, but they are not amateur drivers. The people
No,
behind the
they're-
wheels
they're-
of those of the Corvettes over at the Nurburgring, they know how to drive. And I mean, the difference between them and a guy who does nothing but drive fast cars all the time, you're talking about very, very little time. I mean, is there time in between? Absolutely. But you're talking on the Nürburgring, probably less than 5 seconds difference. So
Yeah, and I think if you're talking, because most of those guys drive professionally. They may drive in the smaller circuits, SCCA or something like that, but they all drive professionally, right? They're not, you know, GT series or, you know, F1 or whatever. I think the only way that you could really say that a professional race car driver would be somebody who either races at like the Nürburgring Circuit Cup or the endurance at Nürburgring, or you go bonkers and you hire an F1 driver. Like you're like, okay, Max set the record at okay, we'll pay you all this money here, come do it.
that's pretty much
I think
what Ford
that's
did.
the way. And that's pretty much what the guy
Yeah.
he races professionally
Right.
at the ring. That's what he does. Like
Yep.
that's his job. So again, like I said, I mean, but and I'm with you. I don't think Chevy comes back with
No.
you know a competition version. But
To be honest with you,
you know, again, it's
everybody who saw it happen, and myself included, when Chevy went over there with the ZR1, the ZR1X, and the Z06 to put down official Nürburgring times, I didn't even think they were going to do that. So them going back, absolutely not. I would be very surprised to see that happen. But
Yeah,
this is a good question for Mr. T here. He says, where are the American track times from Ford? And we've talked about this before on this channel where I want to normalize not really caring about the Nürburgring times and starting to focus more on the track times here, because these are the tracks that matter. How many of us are ever going to put our Corvette on a Nürburgring?
Right.
Very few of us, if
Well, and
any.
honestly-
But I mean, the odds of going to VIR or, you know, any of these other tracks in the US, they're pretty good. So let's get those times.
Well, and the other thing, well, the ZR1, they went out and did it. They broke every record on all.
Yeah,
the
that's
tracks
why Mr. T's asking about the Mustang. It's not doing it.
And my kind of retort to that too, to add on to that, is like what you're saying about normalizing other times. So some of the best tracks in the world are F1 tracks. There is no F1 track in the world that is 14 miles long or 12 miles.
That's what I mean. It's like
they're like 3 miles long or whatever.
And that's another reason why this whole Nürburgring thing doesn't make any sense to me, because every track here is not even half that length. It's less than significantly less than half that. So it's like, why do we care about the Nürburgring when that's not a realistic track you'll ever see?
Exactly. And the one I would really push, and I know Karn Driver's been good about using, they use the Grand Course at VIR, which is a very long, challenging track here stateside. And it could be the American Ring if you want to call it that. But I think if we start, you know, like, again, bring the Europeans over, which they have, like the ZR1 outran the Senna at VIR on the Grand Course, right? The big course. So run those and just make that the standard, you know what I mean? And then that way, instead of us going over to the ring all the time, have the Europeans keep coming over here and running VIR on the Grand Course and see, you know?
Right.
Like if you really want to stack that up. Now I know for them it's a prestige thing, or like Porsche like lives there. You know, they have facilities right at the ring. So that's a different story. But
well, that's also
I'd love to see it.
That's also another reason why I would like to see Chevy and Ford and all these guys start doing these times here, is because Porsche and the foreign automakers get special treatment at that Nürburgring. Yeah, they can live there basically, where we have to ship our cars over there and pray for good weather. And just like someone said in the comment section here, like the weather changes 15 times in one day. And it's like, can you even... You can't bank on the weather, so you only get a certain amount of time.
It'll be raining on one side and dry on the other.
Yeah, when we talked to Jim Marrow about the time over there, I mean, he was very adamant. It's like, first off, you get barely any time. Second, the very small window of time you get, you have to make sure it's also good weather. And third, it's like, even if it's good weather, it's probably still cold, so the tires aren't heated up properly. Yeah, they're setting them up with tire warmers and stuff, but still, it's like it's cold out, so the ground is it's just not a good place to be. So unless you get perfect situations, it's not even really a great time to base your car purchase off of, because I mean, it's all totally dependent on weather and stuff.
Exactly. And the other thing, and Mr. T brings it up as well, and I think this would be another easier sell to people, is that VIR is such a long, technical, difficult course on the grand course that actually in Europe, it's actually a very well regarded course here stateside. Like that is accepted as
Yeah.
a very technical, long, difficult track. And again, normalizing things like, VIR and, like some of these records, Road America, these things like, F1 races are not even that. And the other thing is from a manufacturer standpoint, let's just talk about this. Like, is it worth the money? You're going to, what, you get one flying lap on a set of tires and you're cooked,
This point you're about
right?
to make is exactly why GM's not going to do
The
it again.
money, the money that you have to spend to rent the track, to get it closed for you, just wear and tear on your parts
Yep.
to be able to do this is insane. And for them to say, you know what, we'll strip down a car, we'll call it the Z06R, ZR1R, whatever, to do it again. The amount of money, your point of shipping them, your point of everyone has to be over there. All the engineers, all the people, all the team, everybody has to be over there. Again, looking at it from that standpoint, the Nurburgring is cost prohibitive just in parts. Like you're going to go through a set of tires literally every time you make an attempt.
Yep.
You get that. That's it. Every lap, you get a run, and you do your hot lap, your flying lap, and then your tires are cooked.
Yep. And again,
So I'm with you. I just don't think they go back. But
if that's the case, you got people overseas that are probably basing the cars they purchase on how they do at our tracks here. And then we're here basing our car purchases based on how they do over there. And it's like the Nürburgring doesn't make any sense to be a benchmark. I mean, it's a great, I'd like that it's that we're getting a benchmark, but it doesn't have to be the Nürburgring. Right. And I'd rather it was something local or, not necessarily local, but at least in the US, because it's a track that you could realistically put your freaking car on. No one's going to ship their car over to the Nürburgring and run it on the Nürburgring. And even if you did, good luck with the weather, good luck with everything else. Right. I mean,
and not just that from a standpoint of this, but let's be real. If you have a car that is optimized to put down a 640 time on the Nürburgring, it's probably not a very fun car to drive around when you're just driving around.
It's going to beat you up on the highway.
It's going to be a brutal.
Yeah.
It's going to be a race car, right? Yep. Well, again, the other thing being you're from an engineering standpoint or from a manufacturer standpoint or from Ford standpoint, I love to see that. Let's go out, let's do it. Let's see what we can get the best time of. But to say, and to just for anybody, other than we just argue because we want to argue and that's what car guys do. But to say, well, I own a GTD competition and it's a 640 ring car.
Exactly.
And I drive it to the grocery store all the time and it's the best grocery getter ever. No, nobody's going to say that shit. You can own it because you can own it. You get hand chosen by Ford to do it. Good for you. But it's not a real practical translation into how good of a car it is. What I will tell you is cars like the ZR1X, okay? We know somebody who's got one now, who's putting some laps on them, who's doing something. The fact that it is effortlessly, ridiculously fast to almost 200 miles per hour. And then you could just drive it to go to the store. You could go get groceries. You could just cruise around. You could drive across the country, whatever else. That does not translate to a 640 time, even though the ZR1X time is still
it's close enough.
Insanely good.
Close enough.
For a car that will just drive.
Yeah.
And then if you really want to, you can go 200
The difference between the ZR1X Nürburgring time and the GTD time could theoretically be a pro driver. That could be the difference.
Oh, wait.
And if that's the case, GM has always been very good at making a street comfortable track car that does everything. I mean, when the Z06 first came out, when we were watching, we experienced the Stingray, and then when the Z06 was announced, we were seeing it going to the drag strip, tearing off 10.5s like it was no big deal. And it's like, this isn't even a drag strip car. This is a track car. So the fact that it's taking 10.5s at a drag strip, that's really impressive. And then you put it on the track and it does nice things. It was specifically killing some Porsches on, I guess, bigger tracks. I don't remember how it worked, but the GT3 RS and the Z06 were going kind of head to head.
Was the fastest NA car. It was the fastest NA car ever on VIR.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. And it's it was doing both of those things because GM designed this car in a way that it's so good at both things that you can drive it to the grocery store and home, and then also, go to the track afterwards if you want. GM's really good at doing that with these Corvettes, whereas the Mustang, this GTD, you can tell right off the bat, this thing is built to be on the track and you're going to hate
Yeah.
it anywhere else.
Well, and so that's, I think somebody said, and the comments are flying hot and heavy right now, but I think somebody said it when I saw it. The difference in this whole thing, right? This whole conversation is the GTD is a race car that you can buy with a competition label to drive on the street. The ZR1X is a street car, road car, cruiser that you can go to the dang ring and just drop a like. So that's the difference. And to
100%.
me, to build a race car that can go that fast, like their GT Mark IV is a race car, and it's not a production record, but it dropped a nasty time. But it's a race car. But for GM to just have their road car, take it over there and run the time that they ran, and then be able to just putz around in it, not, oh sure, I got 1250 horsepower, whatever else is cool.
Right.
And you don't, that's the difference. It's a road car that'll do that. It's a street car that'll do that, not a race car that you can drive on the street. Big difference.
Yep.
Big difference.
100% agree. So anyway, that's kind of the conversation with this. And I think we're all on the same page here. Ford did something pretty awesome here, but at the end of the day, this is barely a production car. And honestly, I don't even know if I'd call it a production car with how very few models they're going to sell of this and how expensive it is. It's a great thing to accomplish. I'm not going to try to take that from them, but it's not quite the same as what the Corvette, the ZR1 and the ZR1X has done. So I'm going to say these are two kind of separate categories. They're very similar, but they're separate still, in my opinion.
Well, and it goes back to, again, man, like the other thing we're talking about, race car you can drive on the street versus street car you can take the track, right? But Ford, that did not roll off a Ford assembly line.
Correct. Yep.
That's
the ZR1 and ZR1X does, though. Yeah.
That's exactly right. Your ZR1 or your ZR1X, they ran those times with at the ring and at VIR and the lap records and stuff. That rolled off the same line as every other Corvette and Bowling Green. It didn't go somewhere else to get pumped up. And, they did both of the GT4 and the GTD competition. They were all done, same builder did all of that. But it does not roll off of a Ford assembly line is another thing, that it is a race car that you can drive on the street, not a road car that you can take out and race. And again, the stuff that, GM's time was 8.6 and a quarter. And you could go out and put a Nurburgring time down that's that. And then you could just drive to, 20 miles to the gallon and go get gas and whatever else. It's bonkers, dude. It defies all the physics I knew growing up as far as how cars worked. Yeah. It really does, man. So,
Mr. T has a good question. I don't know the answer to this, but maybe you do, David. What tires did Ford use on that Mustang?
They were a Cup spec tires, I believe. They weren't Cup 2Rs, I don't believe. They're in their press release thing. They're not production street legal tires, I don't believe. So, but yeah, Multimatic builds both of those. Dan, that's exactly correct. So they take a GT4 and make it a race car. They take a GTD, make it a competition. Well, they build a GTD too, but again, it's a race car you can drive on the street. And I'm not taking away anything from that time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Not.
The time is absolutely
time,
it's impressive no matter how you cut it. But I really don't think we're talking about the exact same thing here, comparing it to the ZR1, which is what everybody wants to do. Even the Mustang team was like, oh, well, we got you, ZR1. And it's like, did you, though? Like, you're way more expensive. You're building a car that's going to be sold probably less than 500 units, maybe 1,000 at most. And they're like, they're almost impossible to even get. Like, I don't know.
Well, and again, though, like the clapback is always, in my opinion, going to be, well, hey, we got you, ZR1. You did. In your race car, you did, and it's a great achievement. I'm not going to take anything from your time. But even those Ford guys, if you were like, hey, I'm going to give you a car that you have to drive every day.
Yeah.
For everything you want to do, and you have to go to the track with it. Which car are you choosing? Even the Ford guys, the Multimatic guys, they'll take the ZR1X all day long. They'll be like, I ain't driving that thing. No way.
Right.
No way.
Professor Corvette says, wait until you guys see the GTD Competition R. You know what's funny?
That'll be the next one.
Ford has done that before with the GT350R. So they do like to add R to the end on lightened more track model cars. So it wouldn't surprise me if they do something like that. If GM were to clap back and say, okay, let's take the ZR1 back, tweak some things, and they come out with a 6:39 time. Ford comes out with their GTD Competition R and goes back and beats it again.
Right. And honestly, I don't care either way. I've said this before, even when I was criticizing people saying, hey, like, this is not official, guys. Like, chill out. Let's wait. You know, I love the fact that a lot of this stuff is going to trickle into production cars or future cars, or it just makes our lives as car enthusiasts better. I'm fine with that. The
Well, and that's
back
the
and
thing is
forth is
the
great.
competition breeds innovation, so that's what this is. But Darren Burnett kind of hits us on the head, and this is 100% accurate. He says, "Truth be told, we wish the leadership at GM had the cojones to do what Ford is doing. Man up and throw the gauntlet."
Exactly.
Absolutely. We're going to sit here and tell you 100 reasons why what Ford's doing isn't the same as what GM's doing, but at the end of the day, it would be nice to see a little
Absolutely.
more competition going on here. And it's, you know, again, I don't want to take anything from the Chevy team or anything from the Ford team, but yeah,
No.
let's hit this thing a little harder, like head to
I
head.
mean, and honestly, like you said, it's a different mentality at the top, I think, right now.
Yeah.
With GM's, Mary Bear and all these people, like at the top. I don't think it's Team Corvette. I think it's GM, because if you left it to Team Corvette, I think they'd be like, okay, how do we get weight out? How do we get more aero? How do we do this? Let's put more power in it and let's go back.
Yep.
Right. So I think it's more of the, Team GM and not Team Corvette. Because Team Corvette,
100%.
I'd love to see them go back and forth, just tit for tat, keep going. I mean, it would just be absolutely fantastic. Not that any of us
by the
would
time
ever
it's said and done,
drive those.
we're going to be talking about 6-minute, 20-second ring times. You know, by production car people like GM and Ford, because if they keep going back and forth, it's just going to keep getting better and better for us.
And I'm not going to say that it's so the AMG one is basically a street legal F1 car. It has an F1 type engine. It's not the exact same. You're looking at these cars are getting in the same conversation. Right, the ZR1X, the GTD comp, even the GTD are getting into the same conversation as a purpose-built, road legal F1 car that costs an insane amount of money, and I'm all for that. Anytime an American manufacturer throws that out there and it's like putting it, I'm all for that.
100%.
Because what's the beef we've always heard, right? Well, they'll go fast in a straight line, but they don't go around the track. Well,
now they do.
We've solved that problem.
Kevin Reynolds says he doesn't care about how fast the Ford is because he'll never buy one, so it's a moot point. And that is probably 100% accurate for probably 99% of the Corvette guys. Most people in this chat are not even going to consider a Mustang. So
even the Mustang
correct,
guys
but
that can afford even the
the
Mustang guys that can afford a GTD are not going to buy a ZR1X even if it's cheaper.
Right.
A lot of them, because they're just brand guys. Okay, cool.
Yep. And that's what we're talking about here is when you're a brand guy, that's fine. But again, no matter how you slice this, we have some really fantastic and crazy fast Corvettes in this lineup. Ford is doing something really crazy and really fast too, but it's not at the same availability, same price, same ease of use kind of thing. So that's the one thing you guys got to keep in mind is that the ZR1, ZR1X doing as well as they do, it's going to be really hard for Ford to ever compete with that. Let's see what happened to David just dropped. But anyway, we're gonna keep talking because there was a point I wanted to talk about in here. Yeah, and that's also true. The big thing to remember here is that these guys are professional race car drivers. So them putting down a 6-minute 40-second time, even if you had that car and you were on the Nurburgring, you're never going to get that kind of time for yourself. It's just it's almost impossible. That these guys are on another level. So yeah, I'm not sure what happened to David, but we'll get him back when he comes back in here. Red C806 says the GTD tires new 40 treadwear .R from Michelin. 40 treadwear. I think they're normally 80. So that's some seriously sticky tires. Technical difficulties. Ford cut the feed. It's so funny. It's possible. Ford heard what David had to say and said, get him out of there. All right, so we do have a couple other things to talk about here. We're going to kind of move off the GTD topic for now, I think, because you guys kind of got the gist of it, I think. One thing I did want to talk about, which it doesn't really instill much confidence in Chevy is the constraints for the 2027 models. So as of now, I think some 2027 orders have been accepted and, you know, all that good stuff. But here's where we're at with the constraints. David, maybe try leaving, just dropping off, completely off and coming back in. I'll see if I can see you in there then. But yeah, here's the constraints for 2027, guys. So Grand Sport, brand new Grand Sport. Everybody's excited about it. Well, guess what? You can't get carbon fiber rockers. No exposed carbon fiber rockers, at least, which means you're not getting that track package. You're not getting the Admiral Blue. Well, you might, 20%. And you're not getting the pitch gray. So those two new colors that everybody's excited about, yeah, you're not getting those. So, you know, temper your expectations here. Stingray, no Admiral Blue, no pitch gray. Cool. Z06, guess what? You're still having trouble getting Z07 package cars. We're 5 model years into this car, and you're still not able to get a Z07 package car. Now, this is carbon flash, 50%. So 50% is not too bad. But then the exposed carbon fiber is only 13%. So you're basically not getting it. Admiral Blue, pitch gray, 0% for the Z06 as well. ZR1, you're getting a high wing with an 85% supplier restriction. That's actually not bad. Without the higher wing, 15% supplier restriction. Okay, so ZR1's actually looking okay. No Admiral Blue, no pitch gray, 0 on the 10-piston calipers, which means no ZTK. You can get the high wing, the aero package, but no ZTK for the ZR1. And what's interesting about that is the ZTK package is really the only difference between it and the aero package is the 10-piston brakes and the Sport Cup 2R tires in a different suspension. But the big one there is those 10-piston calipers that I thought they were holding back to give to the ZR1X, but there's 0 ZR1X allocations this order round. So we knew from the beginning the ZR1 was the ZR1X was very likely to be a lower production car. But yeah, I don't know. For some reason, GM seems to be having a lot of trouble getting these 10-piston calipers. So we'll see what happens. But we got David back. Let me get you in here, David. Hold on. No one can hear you yet. How about now? Yeah, now we can
I'm
hear
good.
you.
There
All
you
right.
go. I said I went over to the Ford GTD channel and they kicked me off.
Oh,
They knew I was
somehow I wouldn't even be surprised to find out if that's true.
No, it wouldn't. You know, though, you were talking about the allocations and the constraints. Alex was saying, because he has a 2027 one or 2027 allocation, like first, and he's like, I have to wait because there's no ZTK. He's like, I want a ZTK car.
Dude, if my name comes up tomorrow, I'll wait 10 months if I have to. I'm not getting that car.
Twice. This is twice Alex's has come up.
I'm not getting that car unless it's got the ZTK. I will not do it.
I agree.
I'm not doing it.
100%. 100%.
Hot Rod Todd says the ZR1X production may be limited by the 10-piston calipers too, and it probably is. There's something about that deal that GM made with Alcon on those calipers. Something's not working as smoothly as they had hoped because the ZTK package has been very, very hard to get on the ZR1. So it coming standard on the calipers coming standard on the ZR1X is going to be tough. You obviously can't make that car without it.
Exactly. Well, and the guy we know, I don't know if he knows say his name, but that was looking at whether or not he could rebuild that one. That was the wrecked one, that whether or not they were going to salvage or reconstruct the title.
Right.
That was one of the things I told him because one of the impacts was on the left rear tire. I said, make sure that 10-piston caliper up front is in good shape. I said, because you're not be able to get one, and you might be stuck with a car that you can rebuild except for the caliper. So he was looking into that for sure.
Guys, smash the thumbs up button. I haven't said that once this entire video for some reason. Becca's got
We've been typing it in. Me and Dan been on it.
Guys, smash the thumbs up. Let's get those moving. We're not even at 100. We got almost 200 people in here watching. If everybody in here right now just stops, pauses for a second, smashes the thumbs up, we'll be good.
Yep.
Hit the thumbs up, and also make sure you're getting entered for the giveaway, guys. There is a $1,000 gift certificate for Forge Light and a $3,000 gift certificate for Forge Light being given away tonight. We're giving away both of them.
Yeah.
So get entered.
3 G's off a set of mag wheels.
Right.
Gosh, if you guys aren't in on that, y'all are crazy because that'll put you like aluminum wheel pricing for magnesium wheels. That's crazy.
And they are stupid light. It is incredible.
Oh yeah,
when I pull the wheel off my car,
drag pack, I can't wait to get them.
When I pull the rear wheel off my car, which is a 13-inch wide wheel, so it is not, they're not light. But when you pull those off, it is incredible how much lighter that is than a stock wheel. Like,
oh yeah,
it's very, very obvious. We're not talking about ounces here. It's 42 pounds around all 4 wheels. That's how much less the mags weigh.
Professor with the Seinfeld references. Nice one.
Yeah, that is something. Ricky says, how on earth can a color be on constraint? Like, I know GM has to kind of like retool the assembly line for different paint. That's the only reason I could be even remotely okay with hearing that it's on constraint. But it's not like you didn't know this was coming for the last like 4 years. How is it you haven't done something and you wait until the last second and then it's on constraint? Like, that blows my mind.
It'll always be a thing, unfortunately. Always be a thing.
GM is literally becoming synonymous with constraints.
Yeah, that's not a great thing. At least the higher option cars that people want, right? Like, I mean, you can buy a truck and it's whatever else, but like the higher option cars that are, sure, it's always a problem. Always.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got here, guys. Let's see where we're at with thumbs ups. Keep smashing those thumbs ups. Keep donating if you haven't yet.
It really helps us out.
I have not gotten an entry for the Forge Light stuff, so let's see where we're at. We are at 1, 2, 3, 4 entries for the 3,000, 5 entries for the 1,000. So you guys got a pretty good chance of winning either one of these tonight. So you might want now again, if you don't enter tonight, next week is another option. The guys that enter big, if they win, they're out. They can't win again. So
that's right.
Rust-Oleum is still mixing the first batch. That's funny. Yeah, Anthony George says the color blue being on constraint is comical, especially since it was a color that GM's used before. This isn't even a new color.
No, it's not. But again, you would think I don't know how many, because it's all pigments, right? It's not like that you don't get Admiral Blue in a can. It gets mixed based on what the paint makes. Because how do I know this? I paint intake manifolds with GM colors. But you would think they have all the tints or the pigments to make that color already there. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, if you're doing this blue and that blue and whatever else, I guess maybe they only have the exact tints for exactly what they're spraying and they're waiting on tints.
Especially on a color that they've had before in their lineup. They have to. Number one, they would know exactly what pigments to use and how much of each one. So it's like that should be ready to go.
Yep. No, I understand. It's just weird.
It's all weird, but I mean, I'm not going to pretend to fully understand what it is that GM has to do to get this color moving. It seems strange on the surface, but at the same time, I don't know what goes on behind closed doors. So it could be this giant process that we don't see. I get it though. It's frustrating because it's like this every time they bring out a new color. You can't even get it for like the first 3 months. Like,
right? Why
didn't you start the transition 3 months earlier then so we could have it on day one?
But yeah, and again, like you said, it's not like you found out 3 months ago that you were going to offer this car.
You knew for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So again, guys, if you're interested, some of you guys just now tuning in, please smash the thumbs up button. But if you are interested in a car show outside of the Bash that's coming up, of course, this week, come check us out June 7th at Kriswell Chevrolet in Gaithersburg, Maryland. I'm going to be there. David might be there. Hopefully Joe Ler's going to be there. A bunch of you guys are going to come. So anybody who's not thinking they're going, please reconsider. This would be a really good opportunity to support Horsepower Obsessed and the entire channel, everything we're doing here. So it'd be really nice to see you guys there. It's over on Facebook. If you want to try to look for it, it's under the Horsepower Obsessed Facebook page, and then it'll be the first thing you see there on the page. So yeah, come check it out. Now, let's talk a little bit about the Bash. So David's going to be there. Actually, David's already there, kind of.
I'm already there.
I'm going to be there. I'm driving down with a couple different people, a couple different subscribers. Again, if you're in the Pittsburgh area and you want to drive down with us, just shoot me an email. Let me know. We're going to be parked with Racing Sport Concepts, RSC. We're going to be, actually, you know what? I should have done this. I'm going to send over a map because I have the map of exactly where we're going to be located.
Oh, nice.
I'm not sure why I didn't think about this earlier.
I'm just looking. I'm excited to like. I get to meet Ricky this year. Like Ricky's gonna be there. We got. I think our track time is the same time. Like that's gonna be fun. You gotta take it easy on me, Ricky.
We're going to call him Ricky Bobby.
And then Clay and Gigi, they should both be. Are y'all bringing both cars, or y'all just come up with one car, Clay? That's a good question. Because he bought Gigi as the M6 too.
Oh, here, let me see if I can do it this way.
And John Perkins will be there.
Pretty much everybody in this chat's going to be there, which is what is really cool. Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to see everybody wearing their t-shirts on Friday either.
Dude, it's going to be awesome.
Oh my God, it's going to be so awesome.
And then not just with the t-shirts, but having lunch.
Yep.
All right, so here we go. This is the browser or the lineup. So this is where David and I are going to be at number 10, Racing Sport Concepts. So if you guys can see that, I don't know if I can zoom in on this or not. I can. So Racing Sport Concepts is number 10. It's going to be right past the entrance circle to the right. So if you can see that there, we'll be right in front of basically where the Chevy stuff is at. So me and David will both be there with our cars displayed because we have a bunch of Racing Sport Concept stuff on it. So come by, say hi, come check out the carbon fiber. We're going to be hanging out. We're all going to be wearing the same shirts on Friday, hopefully. I'm going to have all the shirts for you guys to pick up, all the umbrellas, all the foam fingers. Anybody who bought one, you're going to be able to pick them up right at the show. So, yeah. Yes, we were number 13 last year. So we're right in front of where we were last year. And actually, this is actually a better spot in my opinion because we're right underneath a shady tree. Not a tree that drops weird things that David doesn't like. This is like a leafy tree that provides a lot of shade, and it gets hot. So it's a good location. Yeah. Wheelcraft was at this same spot last year, if you remember where they were at. So, yeah. Okay. Professor Corvette says the 27 configurator will be live on 5/19. Is that fact? I didn't hear that yet. I never... Oh, he says he was just kidding. I was going to say, I never know if he's kidding or not, so I guess it's safe to assume he's usually joking. At this point, nobody has made any reference as to when the actual configurator is going to be live, but you guys don't have to bring an umbrella. I have a bunch of umbrellas. So that's what this is all for. The HPO umbrellas we'll have them at the show. They'll be for sale. Like I said, even if you buy them on my website, there's no shipping because they will be handed out at the show.
And it rains at least once every year.
Oh yeah, as of right now, it's going to probably rain Friday morning. I think it was Friday morning. Let me check.
I think it's Friday evening, Saturday morning. I think it was.
Okay, because it actually the way Thursday is going to be beautiful. It's going to be 79. Friday, it's going to rain probably starting around 2:00 on Friday, and then Saturday, maybe again around 1 or 2 o'clock, maybe.
It either does it in the morning and it's beautiful in the afternoon, or if it's a beautiful morning, right? Like it's every year. Either
way, the HPO umbrellas should be all over the place. It should be a sea of umbrellas. Let's see. Chance of rain is less than last year, but enough that it will likely rain. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it'll still rain, Todd. Like it's just how the bash works.
Let's see. Jay says I want my umbrella for Friday. I'll have all this stuff available first thing on Thursday. So there'll be a giant box. Just come up, let me know. I'll check off your name and give you what you bought. So I'll have the shirts in one box, the umbrellas in one box, the foam fingers. Like I said, with the foam fingers, I had to order 100 of those to even get an order placed. So Please
Well, and
buy these
honestly, if
things.
you guys have gone, yeah, and if you guys have gone there, like if it rains, like go do through the museum. If you've not done the museum, it's ridiculously cool. Like Zora is actually interned there, guys. Like I don't know if you know that, but he and his wife are actually interned right there in the museum.
Hmm.
His urn, her ashes, his ashes, they're there. 2 cups or 2 glasses and a bottle of champagne is what she wanted when she got interned with him. But he's literally interned right there, guys. Like that is where his urn and his ashes are.
Hmm.
It's a cool place to go see. I'm telling you guys.
Professor Corvette asks, will it be a live stream from the bash? Maybe. I typically will film some stuff there, but I think it would be kind of crazy actually to do a live stream from there, because the majority of people that are watching my live stream are going to be there.
We'll be there.
So it's like, I don't even know if it's worth that, but I will definitely make a video or two. I don't usually go there to make videos. I go there to meet you guys and hang out. So I usually don't film a lot while I'm there, but yeah, if there's enough of a request for a live video, I might do that. Pushing
Well,
fingers. Yep.
It's a different feel than Carlisle. Well, Carlisle's a lot of work where
Yeah.
you're doing a lot of like, you could do a live stream and some other stuff because it's more work, whereas the bash is more like for everyone just to enjoy themselves versus just work, right? So, I mean, I'll still be working, but it is one of those things. So,
Yeah. Engineer Insanity said he'll still watch. The comment section would be awesome with just me in it. I'll do a live video with one guy watching, and it will be him. I'd be okay with that.
Yep.
Jay Browsington says I will sell out of my foam fingers. If I don't, Jay, you have to buy the other 90 because I think I've only sold like 10 of them. Oh god,
That's awesome.
that's a great question, Kevin. He says, do you, David, I guess, have your names on a brick at the museum? I don't think David, I don't think you do either, but I'm looking at doing it because I think it's really cool. Because you can even put, I mean, I would put my horsepower obsessed on there, but you can choose like if you want a Corvette flag or whatever you want on there.
Right. No, I don't. And I'm actually talking with Rod about it because where it currently stands, I don't know about my 24, but since my Centennial is such a rare beast, I'm going to donate that in my, whatever you call it. I'm going to donate that to the museum. And I want to do a brick. And then that way it'll come and they'll have it. The Centennial will go to the museum when I'm done. So.
Yeah, that's true too. 10 seconds 06 says he's going to buy a foam finger for Carlisle pickup. That's the other place is anything that is left over.
Right.
I'm bringing the umbrellas and the foam fingers to Carlisle as well for pickup. So if you guys want to buy them, you don't have to pick them up at the bash. You can also pick them up at Carlisle. Kevin Horan says no fight over sour cream this year. If you know, you know, I guess on this one, but yeah, there's not going to be a fight there's not going to be a fight this year because one of the parties involved in it are not going. So Bill Miller won't be there.
You know what I want to do at Carlisle is because it's so spread out. There's tents everywhere. There's pavilion, whatever else. I want to find a way to have like a pole or like a piece of PVC and put my foam finger at the very top of it, so it's like above everything, and just walk around waving my HPO foam finger. Like that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay,
so.
Let's do it. I was thinking
Red C8 says he has 3 bricks there. Yeah, I want to do a lifetime membership, and I'm going to do a brick as part of that. And then, like I said, I'm trying to figure out how I need to state that in my trust so that my Centennial will go to the museum. So,
Professor Corvette says foam fingers buy 8 and get 2 free. Oh man,
there you go.
There's the weirdest numbers, like buy 13 and get 1.5 free. Yeah, I honestly
Get a hand with no finger.
just a fist.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, who are we talking about?
Oh, that's cool, Ron. That's really cool. His kid's got him a brick for his birthday. He's going to sign it on Friday. That's cool.
Andrew Martin asks, so should the dealer I'm working with be able to tell me what allocations they got? It depends on what car you're looking at. So especially if it's not a ZR1 or not a ZR1X, if it's anything else other than that, they should be able to tell you, yeah. Usually, if it's a bigger dealer, they're probably going to have, probably upwards of 10 plus for Z06 and probably a good bit for the Grand Sport as well.
Yep. Well, and that's when you start to see them, like if you're dealing with a salesman, like if you're in that ordering process, they should call you right away. They should be like, hey, we got this allocation. You want to are you ready to build your car? Like they should let you know right away if you're actually already in that process with it. Like if you have a deposit down and stuff like that. So
Yeah. That Red Sea, I was literally going to say that. He says, too bad our cars don't still have antennas anymore. You could stick the foam fingers on. I was literally going to say about the antennas.
My
That's
truck
so
does.
funny.
My truck does.
Yeah.
Maybe I have to do that. Good idea, Red Sea.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I was going to say
that.
somewhere on the
Drive around Bowling Green with it on.
on the pop-up tents, put them up there or something.
Yeah.
I'm going to have more than enough laying around. So, yeah, to be honest with you, Professor Corvette says not too much about the Grand Sport talked about tonight as the fanfare subsided already. For me, I'd say probably. I mean, I wasn't super pumped about the Grand Sport to begin with, but any news that's out there for it, I'm always good at.
Well,
it's always
there
fun
really
to talk
hasn't
about
been
Corvettes,
any-
but
Well,
and there really
hasn't
hasn't been
anything
much.
new
Yeah,
yet.
yeah, that's true
Yeah,
too.
there's not been anything new yet. I mean, it'll be cool because I'm sure we'll get to see them this
Yeah.
week. But like, as far as the standpoint of is there anything new on them yet? No. But when they bring us something new, like we'll talk about it. I mean, that's it's always exciting news when stuff's new. But
Yep.
when you look at it from a standpoint of would we rehash the stuff we've been talking about for the last month? I think we're waiting on new stuff right now. So
Yeah, there really isn't anything
no,
cool
not
or
really.
new. But again, guys, smash the thumbs up. We are getting very near that point. Actually, we're pretty much there. I'm going to give you guys 3 minutes to get entered in for the Forge Light Wheel giveaway here. We're giving away a $1,000 coupon and a $3,000 coupon. Let me know if you donate which one you want to basically be entered in on, and we're going to go from there. You got 3 minutes to get in, and then we're going to put those names into a wheel and spin. There's a separate winner for 1,000, separate winner for 3,000. So
yeah, and if you have even thought about magnesium wheels, $3,000 off, that is insane. That's
all right,
huge.
Kevin, I got you in. He said he donated again. So Kevin is in for another 20 entries. I'm guessing you went on the magnesium again, Kevin, correct? Actually, your message says that. Never mind. And then Anthony George, I got you in for 20 on the magnesium as well. 20 entries, I mean. And then I think that was it.
Yeah, 10-second. When you start boosting and tuning the Grand Sports and the GSX, you're just gonna have to be careful with that compression ratio. I'm gonna watch that very closely as shops start to get into that.
Well, not just that. Another
13
thing
to 1 is no joke. Man.
Another thing to keep in mind is that the Grand Sport may come right off the bat and not be able to be tuned. Keep that in mind.
No, you're right.
We don't
But
know what
even
kind of
when people
computer that's
unlock
going to
them-
have.
Yeah, even when people unlock them in a couple of years, man, like you're still like 13 to 1. That's not a compression ratio to joke around with. So it'll be
Yep.
interesting to see how that works. So
Definitely. Yeah, between that and the fact we don't even know if it's going to be able to be unlocked. So,
yep.
If I had to guess, whenever they change models like this, if I had to guess, it's probably not going to be unlocked, especially not on day one. Now, it might be relatively quickly because it's probably not going to be that dissimilar from the Stingray, but we'll see.
Yeah, but you never know because to be honest with you, look what, and again, I hate to go back to it, but look what Ford did. They didn't really change the ECU when they went from, I think it was 23 to 24. The ECU was relatively the same, but those cars are locked. So it took them an extra time to unlock the 24, 25s because it was a different like encryption or whatever it was. It was basically the same ECU with different encryption on it. That's all it was.
Yep.
So, and the reason they did that is they were only giving out the keys to like Whipple and some of like the factory authorized blower people and stuff like that.
So great point by Sean here. He says, should also consider with Forge Light that the wheels you get will be custom made just for you. You get to pick the color. You get to pick all the other custom features you want.
Everything.
Yeah, if you want the inlays to be red, purple, pink, whatever color, these are custom wheels. These are not just them going and grabbing a wheel off the shelf. This wheel is going to be built for you. So when you're saving $3,000 off of a set of magnesium wheels that are custom built for you, I mean that's an incredible deal.
Huge. That is huge. And you'll never see these discounts that big again. I'm sorry. That's massive, man. That's crazy. No engineering insanity. Nobody's got TCU tuning figured out yet.
Yep.
There's some standalone options that kind of bypass some of the torque stuff at shift points and stuff, but nobody's figured that out yet. That's basically the limiting factor on these builds, to be totally honest with you, because like even like people always point to Boost District as the oh well he does it. Well, if you watch closely when he launches on, and then he switches over real quick to manual. Watch his hand, and then he manual shifts it. Nobody's figured it out yet. So, and he doesn't run it all the way out the red line. I'm telling you that much right now. So.
Hot Rod Todd said he heard the new LS6 uses the Bosch ECU. I heard that too, but I don't know if that's 100% accurate, first off. And second, I have no idea of just because they're using a Bosch ECU does not mean it's the same one that they're using in the Z06.
Right.
So,
and again, it may be the same one, just like Ford didn't have different encryption.
Yeah,
I don't
just
know.
slightly.
But, I mean, that's one of the questions that's one of the questions I actually have for the engineers when they have their thing is like, did you guys use the same Bosch ECUs? Because I mean, it makes sense how much better those ECUs are to start offering on the newer cars. Like it just has so much more capability. It makes sense. So.
Yep. Okay, so I think we're good, guys. I don't see any more entries. I'm gonna go ahead and start putting the names in. We're gonna do the $1,000 off the forged aluminum wheel entries first. So let me go ahead and get those set up here.
Well, I think GM should bring back Le Mans Blue. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen my buddy Daryl's channel, Garage 512 or 512. Like, that Le Mans Blue is so gorgeous. That's got to be probably the prettiest C6 on YouTube. I mean, it's the most gorgeous car I've ever seen. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. It's sick.
All right, so David Z06, nice. I like the name, and he just joined as a member.
He just joined. What's up, David? Welcome, buddy.
This is the last giveaway spin before the bash, guys. This is it.
Good name, good car.
Yeah. All right, so the first wheel spin here, guys, is going to be for the forged aluminum, forged light, $1,000 off. And it's funny because every single person who is on this list has 10 entries. So
oh, so it'll be completely all right. I like it.
It's 100% even at this point. So I'm going to call on.
That's awesome.
Nope, David, you're on that wheel. I was going to say, let's say
I can't do it.
ZR1 Mark says to rotate it 3 times. Let's do it. I'll do shuffle 1, 2, 3. All right, here we go. This is for the $1,000 off the forged aluminum wheels.
Big bucks, no ways.
Oh, it's gonna be Hot Rod Todd, and he got a free. He got the free entry.
Oh, he got the ones that what's his name gave away?
Jeff gave it to him. Yep. All right, so
that is awesome.
Hot Rod Todd wins with the free entry. Shoot me an email.
Congrats.
Shoot me an email, horsepowerobsessed@gmail.com, and let me know what your, I need some information from you. I need your first, last name, email address, phone number, and shipping address so I can send that over to ForgeLite to get you taken care of with that $1,000 off.
Congrats, brother. That's awesome.
Yeah, that is really awesome. Congrats. I'm going to go ahead and fill out the same form for the guys with the mag wheels. Let me get this added up here. This one looks a little different on the wheel.
What is it, like this much somehow?
Pretty much. Let's see. We got 20, 100, 10, 40, and 20. Yeah, it's more than half of this wheel is Charles.
Yeah.
All right,
well,
Todd.
Again,
like I said, just shoot me an email.
Yeah, use them for your ZR1. You're gonna love your Forge lights, man. I'm telling you right now, they are the best.
Guys, smash the thumbs up for me. We got over 150 people in here watching, only 106 thumbs up. Let's get those thumbs ups moving. We're about to spin for the magnesium wheels. Here we go. All right, so David, you're not on this list. How many times should I shuffle it?
5.
Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shuffles. Here we go.
Oh, look, we made Charles the color of money. Big bucks, no way. And
That's Charles.
oh,
Oh man,
congrats,
that's
Charles.
rough.
You're gonna love those magnesium wheels, brother.
All right, Charles. Same thing. Shoot me an email, horsepowerobsessed@gmail.com, and let me know first, last name, email, shipping address, and phone number, and I'll get you the 3,000 from Forge Light. No whammies,
Yep.
yeah.
That's right. No whammies, buddy.
Professor Corvette says I should have a live giveaway at wheel spins at the Bash. I actually, well, and me and a subscriber here actually have a couple things to give away at the Bash, so we might actually do the wheel, so you guys can see how it works and the fact that it's impossible to rig this thing. So,
Well, and I was gonna say too, we may have some C6 parts to give away too for the C6 folks. So
there you go. Awesome. All right, guys, there you have it. We're going to see you at the Bash in less than a couple days. I'm leaving Wednesday at about 10:30 in the morning. We should get down into Elizabethtown, Kentucky around 5 or 6. We'll have dinner. Then we're going to go to our hotels, and we'll see you guys all bright and early Thursday morning. So, yeah.
Yep.
Big thumbs up.
Alrighty.
Smash the thumbs up if you guys liked it. Subscribe, of course. And as always, stay obsessed.